Television replaced the front porch in the 1950s. My family, as an example, you would say my family doesn't weigh up. My family doesn't come in healthy because they don't look like this family on television, and so the person he could portray on television was a character that was written by somebody. It's not Bill Cosby. And these people are falling one by one. They're just toppling. Learning from maybe the upstairs neighbors, learning from your aunts and uncles about what a normal family is. That got taken away from us. In its place came television shows. So our idea of what was normal got skewed. Hey everybody, I'm back at my spiritual walkway. How are you today? I have this book out. It's food for thought. It's taking on tough issues about integrity. One of the questions in here asks about who you look up to in life. And I started talking about that on my other YouTube channel, but on this video I'd like to just talk about an idea like looking up to someone like Bill Cosby. When I was a young kid, I remember when he came out on television, my mom was so impressed with him. He seemed like such a sweet man, and he had such wholesome, friendly things to watch he starred in. It really bothers me today what has gone down with him. You can't look up to TV personalities as role models. I had a friend who grew up in the 1940s. I grew up in the 1950s and 60s, and he grew up like in the 30s and the 40s. And he told me how people used to sit on their front porches and visit with each other after dinner. They would talk about the weather, they would talk about sports, they would talk about their families, how they were going to make ends meet, and how they were going to raise their kids. They talked about food and how to stay healthy. You would get to know people in your neighborhood, and there might be somebody in your neighborhood that you would come to find who you could look up to, people who you personally knew. Television replaced the front porch. I'm part of the television generation, and we started to idolize and worship people that were on television. People started to see things like Ozzie and Harriet and Father Knows Best, and that did a couple of things. It gave us false heroes. Television gave us the opportunity to develop ideas that these people were role models. And it also gave us the idea of what family life was like. And as we would go forward in life, I heard many people say the catchphrase became, "I came from a dysfunctional family." Everyone seemed to come from a dysfunctional family. And I believe that what we were weighing these families against, the function that was being weighed, was the Ozzie and Harriet, the Leave It To Beaver. My family, as an example, you would say my family doesn't weigh up. My family doesn't come in healthy because they don't look like this family on television. So our idea of what was normal got skewed. It got taken away from learning from the neighbors about what a normal family was. Learning from maybe the upstairs neighbors, learning from your aunts and uncles about what a normal family is. In its place came television shows. So our idea of what was normal got skewed. And then there was the Cosby family. They looked so healthy and happy, and everybody's kind of successful. And if they have a problem, it gets resolved in a half hour. Or if the kid starts having trouble in school, the family can iron it out, And then there's reality shows like Roseanne, Connor, and then you think, that's supposed to be like real life. And that's not real life either. That wasn't my real life. But reality is really reality. What a normal family is what's going on inside of your very own household. And if it isn't something to your liking, then it's not good. It doesn't mean it's not normal. And it might be something you want to change. It might be a situation that needs to be corrected, or it might be somewhere you need to get safety and help with in certain times. But that's normal. Normal life is normal life. It's not Bill Cosby. These people are falling one by one. They're just toppling. They have been. The people that we thought were role models. Bill Cosby was a regular man who was a TV actor. He happened to be a talented guy, but he happened to be human, and he fell. He'd been falling, making mistakes. He's not somebody you want to follow. And so the person he could portray on television was a character that was written by somebody. Is watch who you're looking up to. Look to see where people are going before you follow them. You want to follow and keep up with the Joneses. Find out what's really going on in the Joneses household before you think you need to have what they have.